Hello everyone, myself Divyansh Bansal, a first year student at IIT Roorkee, currently pursuing BTech in DSAI, that is Data Science and Artificial Intelligence. So now I'm going to show you my CPP project. So let's begin. First, start with index. So what does the index contains? Aim, theory, format and functions of various lines. So what's the aim? So the aim is pretty basic. The aim is to verify the formula of sum of cubes of first n natural numbers using for loop. So what's the theory? So like the theory we have to do it before anything, so like you can understand it very easily. So the theory is the sum of cubes of first n natural numbers can directly be calculated by using the following formula. So you can see the formula, that's 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube till n cube is equal to n plus 1 by 2 ka whole square. You might have read or somewhere used this formula in 8th or 9th standard. So let's derive this using for loop. So let's begin with the format. So this is the basically before writing any cpp code, these are like mandatory things to write, so for the code to run efficiently. So that's hashtag include iostream using namespace std, int function, int main, return 0. So now I am going to explain the function of the each line which we have told you in the previous slide. So hashtag include iostream, the function of this is to basically include the input output stream library which provides functionality for input and output operations. So basically all your c out, c in, int main, these all functionalities is added in this code line hashtag include iostream. So we have to write this for those functionalities to operate easily and properly. So next line, using namespace std, the function of this line is equal to simplify the code by allowing all standard functions to use without prefixing them with std. So like when we use cout, cin or any other standard function, we have to either these, there are two ways. Either we write using namespace std at the beginning of the code, or we have to mention every time std and double semicolon when we write a cout or cin or any other standard function. So like that will be a hefty task, so the easier one is to write using namespace std at the beginning. So next line is int function. So this we have to write this code to basically add a new function which is originally not given in the cpp code. So we do it like that by adding a function and giving it a random name, like here the name is fun basically, which means function. So the working of the function is given in the curly brackets. So you can see here are the curly brackets. So the given function is the working of the function, or the code of the function is given in the curly brackets, and the variable is given in the normal brackets. So next line is int main and return 0. So this is basically the exit and entry point of the code. So all the main content of the code is written in between the curly brackets that is given. So let's start writing the code. We have written our basic format, and I have explained the function of each line in the previous slide. So now I will define a function with the name cube. So what this function will do, it will basically, the when we will call out this function, it will basically directly give the value that will come by putting the value in the formula. Okay, that formula is n square n plus 1 whole square by 4. So we are making a new function, so it will take an integer value. So now we will define a new variable with the name product. So product, so what its value will be, and so now what this function will return, so it will return the product. Cool. Now let's come into the int main, which is where we will do all the functioning. Now let's decorate our code by writing, today we are going to verify the sum of cubes of first n natural numbers. So I have decorated my code. Now write ended. Wait a sec. Now write ended. Now we can go out next line. So we are just making a for loop, but before making a for loop we have to take the value, which up to which value, up to till which value we have to derive the formula, like first n. So we have to find the ask the user to give the value of n. So for that, let's define any integer variable n, which is an integer. See out to tell the user what he has to do. Enter any natural number. Again endl. Then we will ask the value. Now let's make a for loop, but before making a for loop we have to define a new variable, that is, and its initial value is 0. Now define the for loop. You know how to make a for loop. So here we will start with from 1, not with 0. And then I plus plus. Okay. Now define the plus I, because we have to add I cube. Now basically our main 90% work is done. Now we have to just find out the values. So again, just a little bit of decorating. Sum of first and natural numbers. Here n will come automatically, which we will put. Again endl. So first by method 1, which is method 1, that is direct formula, which we have defined in the function. Direct formula. Again endl. Now we will find out value. How we will do that? By this method. So that direct value which we have which we will put n, so that direct value of that function will come. Again enter and write this line so that a gap can come between the cube and the next line. Now method 2, that is adding individual cubes. How we will do that? We have done by using the for loop here. This for loop will do the same thing. Okay, so now adding individual cubes. So how now we will write the value, that is sum of cubes. We have defined it earlier here. This is sum of cubes. Again we will leave a line. So now let's finish our code by writing since values by both methods are same, hence the formula is verified, which is our objective. Again, and then well, it's not necessary here. So I so according to me, let's now think by thinking in our brain what the code will do line by line. So first we have to write hashtag include iostream, done, using namespace std, done. Now we have defined a function int q. So what this function will do when we will any put any value n here, say 3. So what we'll do, it's product, we have defined the variable product. So now product will calculate the value 3 into 3 into 4 into 4 by 4, that's 36. So when we will call this function cube 3, the return will be 36. Okay, now we have gone into main, it's the c outline, it will come directly. Now we here we have asked the user to give any input value up to which he will have to find the we have to find the sum of cubes. Say here we have written a n, so we will ask the n from the user. Okay, so enter any natural number to tell the user what he has to do and see in n. Okay, now we have made a for loop. What the for loop will do, so here our n is 3. So first, initially the sum of cubes is 0. Then when I is equal to 1, so 0 plus 1 cube. Then I is equal to 2 plus 2 cube. Then I is equal to 3 plus 3 cube. Now when I is equal to 4, the condition is not followed, so the cube will not come. So here the for loop ended. Now next, the C out, sum of first 3 natural numbers, sum of cubes of first, my fault, cubes of first. Yes. Oh, what's happening? Wait one second. First, wait a second, guys. Let's write this time again. Some error is coming. Sum of cubes of first, and here the n will come which the user demand gave. Natural numbers. And yes, it's now done. So the cout method 1. So method 1 is direct formula. Now we have called the function cube n. Here n is given by user. So directly the code will take the formula. Code will take the function and directly put the answer. Yeah, so cout endl to end the line between this. Now method 2, adding individual cubes. Now sum of cubes. Sum of cubes will come from here. This for loop we have done now. So any final value of sum of cubes will become, which will be 0 plus 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. So whatever the value will become, it will come here. So now again cout endl for leaving one line, and now let's end the code with writing, since the values by both methods are same, hence the formula is verified. So that's also simple. So return 0 to end the code. Now let's try running the code. So here's the output. So today we are going to verify the sum of cube of first n natural numbers. So as we have written cout, so it came and enter any natural number. So I am entering 5. So as you can see, the sum of cubes of first 5 natural numbers. Method 1 direct formula 225. Yes. Method 2 adding individual cubes 225. So since values by both methods are same, hence the formula is verified. So our